What up, everybody? It's your boy DT here, back at it again. And I am getting ready to watch Jungkook's live that he did a couple days ago. That many of you messaged me and told me that I need to watch this. I need to react to it. So here we go. Mainly because he actually goes into and explains the explicit version and why he created an explicit version of his new single, 7. Pretty interesting. The fact that he felt the need to explain is pretty interesting. So I cannot wait to see what he has to say on the subject. Yes, and as we all know, the explicit version, right? It created quite a buzz, and I would go as far as to say it created a scandal even. Some people don't think so, but whatever. Anyway, I'm very excited, very anxious to see what Jungkook himself has to say about everything. So without further ado, let's get it. Okay, so that was a pretty revealing live that he did. He kind of indicated that he is aware that his explicit version might have turned off a portion of his fan base. He seemed to kind of acknowledge that. And his basic point towards that is he's a grown-ass man. He wants the freedom to experiment and express himself in new ways, and he wants his fans to be understanding of that and give him that freedom. He seemed to acknowledge that it's a tough decision for him sometimes, doing what he wants to do and playing it safe. You know, doing what he wants to do, giving Army what they expect from him and never growing at all, but giving them what they want as well. I'm sure it could be very stressful as an artist to kind of manage those two feelings. You know, doing something new and fresh that could be risky, or continuing to do what's got you here and giving your fans what they want and expect from you. It can be a tough decision as an artist. And I think he basically said, I'm going to do both. I'm going to give you amazing performances, projects, songs, whatever that you've kind of grown to love and expect from me. And I'm also going to take some chances, take some risks, get a little naughty at times, but it's all about who I am. That's why he kind of kept repeating, you know, why do you love me? You know, I think the reason why he keeps asking that question, because he wants to be able to be loved unconditionally. You know what I mean? That's what, I mean, we all kind of want that, don't we? We want to be able to be loved unconditionally. Like, he doesn't want to be loved because of that last song that he made or that one thing. You know, I love JK because of that thing that he did. But he wants you to love him kind of whatever he decides to do. You know, that unconditional love. That's what he wants. He wants to be able to, it's kind of like, you know, like the relationship between a parent and a child. You know, a child wants to have the unconditional love of a parent to allow him to make some mistakes, allow him to kind of go out there and express himself and find himself and do this and do that and have these experiences, and always know that he can come back and receive that love, you know, whenever. That's the kind of love and support that he really wants. So that's the kind of love and support I give him. Like, I love that he did this. I love that he, because like he said, he thought about it. He thought about it. Should he do the original version? Should he do an explicit version? He said that he thought about it. So he knew that it was going to be a little bit touchy for some people. You could tell that he knew that. But he ultimately made the decision he was going to do this. And God bless him that he made an executive decision and he did something that he wanted to do in the way that he wanted to do it. I guess my only suggestion to him would be is that I would have done it a little bit differently. I would have waited to release the explicit version for at least a couple of weeks, a few weeks. And when I did release the explicit version, I would have only released it on Spotify. You know, it would allow people to kind of get used to the original version, the clean version, let that really solidify, and then have this explicit version be almost a little bit harder to access. You know, it's almost almost underground. You can listen to it if you want, but it's not quite as accessible as the original version. Now that would keep the two things kind of separate. But because he released both at the same time, it's kind of hard to tell which one is the original version and which one's the. It's kind of like the explicit version is the original version because he released it at the same time. People heard it for the first time at the same time as the original version. So that's the only critique I guess I would have given him, is to wait to release the explicit version and to only release it on Spotify or something like that. That might have made things a little bit easier for people to slowly accept and digest. So as a marketing strategy, from a corporate standpoint, I guess I would have gone that route. But they haven't hired me yet. They haven't hired your boy TT. I can't give you this helpful information, these helpful tips, because I don't work for Hybe. But, hit me up. We can talk. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Love ya. I would love to hear your comments or read your comments and even your critique of my critique of JK. Please let me have it. I love reading all opinions of all kinds. There is no right or wrong answer. It's all opinion, all feeling, all perspective. And so I love that kind of back and forth between all of us. Anyway, but be nice to each other. Be respectful. Be supportive of each other and JK, of course. And let's just keep on rocking and rolling, baby. All right?